Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story for you that's, it's beyond anything I ever thought I'd be telling. Get ready for a tale that blurs the line between myth and reality, a story about my father, a 30-year disappearance in the wilds of Montana, and a compass. Returned by Bigfoot. Yeah, you heard that right. Before we dive into this absolute wilderness of a mystery, if you're into true stories, strange phenomena, and things that make you say, "What just happened?" then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you aren't miss out on more incredible narratives. My father, John, was an adventurer, not just a guy who liked camping, but a true wilderness expert. He loved the mountains, the quiet solitude, the challenge. Every summer, he'd head out, usually to the more remote corners of Montana, compass in hand, a gleam in his eye. He wasn't looking for anything specific, just communion with nature. He had this old, brass, military-issue compass. It was his good luck charm, his guide, an heirloom passed down through generations. He swore it always pointed true, no matter what. Then, 30 years ago, he vanished, without a trace. He was on one of his solo trips in the Flathead National Forest, an area known for its breathtaking beauty and its profound, almost terrifying, remoteness. Search parties scoured the area for weeks. Experienced trackers, helicopters, volunteers. Nothing. Not a shred of evidence. It was like he simply dissolved into the landscape. My mother and I were devastated. The world felt like it had ripped a hole right through us. We held out hope for years, but eventually we had to accept the painful truth. He was gone. The compass, of course, was gone with him. It became another symbol of our loss. Fast forward 3 decades. I'd moved back to my childhood home in a small town near the Flathead Forest, trying to reconnect with my roots, with the memory of my dad. I often hiked the edges of the forest, never daring to venture too deep, too afraid of what I might find or not find. It was a beautiful, melancholic ritual. One crisp autumn afternoon, I was walking along a lesser-used trail. The leaves crunching underfoot, the air smelling of pine and damp earth. I wasn't looking for anything specific, just enjoying the quiet. As I rounded a bend in the trail, I saw something. Just off the path, nestled amongst some fallen leaves and moss, was a small, worn leather pouch. My heart instantly started to pound. There was something familiar about it. I cautiously approached, my breath catching in my throat. As I picked it up, my hands trembled. The leather was old, but the stitching was still intact. And inside, oh, my friends, inside was the compass. My father's compass. The exact one. I'd recognize that intricate etching on the brass casing anywhere. My initials, JM, were still faintly visible, scratched into the back by my teenage self, a secret mark I'd put there years before he disappeared. I couldn't believe it. I stood there, rooted to the spot, for what felt like an eternity. How? How could this be here? It was in pristine condition, no dirt, no scratches from being exposed to the elements for 30 years. It looked cared for, like it had been recently placed there. My mind raced. Had someone found it? Had another hiker stumbled upon it and left it on the trail? But why here, after all this time, and in such a distinct, almost intentional way? As I stared at the compass, turning it over in my hand, I noticed something else. Next to where the pouch had been etched into the soft earth was a footprint, a very large footprint, much larger than any human foot I'd ever seen. It wasn't a clear, perfect print, but it was distinct enough, a shape, a size, that instantly brought to mind the local legends. Bigfoot. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bigfoot. Come on. I was a skeptic too. Always had been. Bigfoot was a campfire story, a fun myth. But standing there, compass in hand, staring at that print, a chill ran down my spine that had nothing to do with the autumn air. It was a chill of recognition, of something impossible suddenly seeming. Possible my father had always talked about the spirit of the forest, how some places had an ancient, powerful presence. He never specifically mentioned Bigfoot, but he spoke of respecting the wilderness, of listening to its whispers. And in that moment, holding his compass, I felt a whisper. I looked around, my eyes scanning the dense trees, feeling a strange mix of fear and an almost childlike wonder. Was it possible? Had something, some creature of legend, held onto my father's most prized possession for 3 decades, only to return it to me? And if so, why? Was it a message? A sign? Was my father still out there, somehow connected to this mystery? The rational part of my brain screamed for an explanation. A person, an animal carrying it. But nothing fit. The compass was immaculate. The placement was deliberate. And that footprint, it just didn't make sense in any conventional way. I took the compass home, my mind a whirlwind of emotions, grief, confusion, a strange sense of peace. I showed my mother. Her reaction was even more profound. Tears streamed down her face as she clutched the compass, murmuring my father's name. She felt it too, that impossible connection. We've had that compass ever since. It sits on our mantelpiece, a tangible link to a man we lost, and a mystery that continues to unfold. I've gone back to that spot countless times, searching for more answers, more signs. I haven't found any more print, but sometimes, when the wind blows just right, or the forest is particularly quiet, I feel a presence. A watchful, ancient presence. I don't have all the answers, and maybe I never will. Did Bigfoot really return my father's compass? I can't definitively prove it, but what I can tell you is this. Something extraordinary happened that day, something that defies explanation, something that speaks to the deeper, wilder magic of the world, and perhaps to a connection between my father and the untamed heart of Montana that I'm only just beginning to understand. This story has changed me. It's opened my mind to possibilities I once dismissed. It's a reminder that there's so much more to this world than what we can see or scientifically prove. And sometimes the most incredible truths are found in the most unexpected places. What do you all think? Have you ever had an experience that defied explanation? Do you believe in Bigfoot or other cryptids? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a wild one, and I'd love to hear your theories. If this story intrigued you, gave you goosebumps, or just made you think, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and join our community as we explore more incredible stories and unsolved mysteries. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this journey with me. Until next time, stay curious and keep an open mind. You never know what wonders the world might reveal.